So there's a lot of information on the Rust-Oleum rock solid coatings, and there's a lot of problems that people run into. I thought I would share some of my issues and my fix and what went wrong, so hopefully you can avoid it. First of all, I did have coverage issues. There are thin spots. In particular, you can see over here, the rock solid mastic patch didn't cover, and that was in other spots too. Probably could have used a bit more sanding on that quick patch first, but definitely when it comes to coverage, if you don't want to see your concrete through the floor, double what you think you need. I have 420 square feet and I used 6 kits. And it wasn't quite enough, but I also had very porous concrete. So what I did was I ground the entire floor. All the cement was ground flat and smooth, much like what you see here. Cracks were patched and washed and etched. And then when we started coating, the temperature started at 24 degrees and just under 80% humidity. By the time we were done, because the instructions say start in the morning, it was 28 degrees and massive amounts of bubbles. And according to tech support at Rock Solid, that's the problem you run into when the temperature increases. It's not just high humidity and heat. If your temperature is rapidly increasing, your concrete is going to exhale. You don't want these bubbles. I thought maybe they'll disappear as it cures. No, they don't. All right, so you can see there's a clump of material. That piece, that's from it hardening too fast. That's not lint from the roller. All right, and this section here I'm showing you was done in direct sunlight. It won't adhere or cover in direct sunlight. There's just too much degassing going on. So, what do? You call Rock Solid, talk to them. They were fantastic on the phone and most excellent. They are helping me fix this with tech support and some product. Let's take a look at the fix. So, I decided to use a flapper wheel on a grinder, an 80 grit flapper wheel on a grinder. All right, and take all the bubbles off so there's no rim or anything left on the bubbles. The next step after grinding those bubbles like that is to scuff the rest of the concrete and smooth some pieces out. And so I go at it with a belt sander, and you can see the results of belt sanding here. The final step that I haven't taken yet will be to get rid of any shiny spots with a smaller detail sander. You can still see a few bits here and there. And then before I get the right weather conditions, I will wash with acetone, making sure everything's very clean, and then reapply. And the other thing I'll have to do, since I've been sanding all this dust, is wash all the garage tracks, the walls, and wash this off because it's very dusty. A couple other things before I go. Please make sure you are using a mask if you are sanding this. Use a proper mask. Hearing protectors, eye protectors. This epoxy is not nice stuff. You do not want to be inhaling the dust. The other thing I would recommend is a lot of people online do not use a mask, or glasses rather, when they use the acid etching. And I found it quite strong. It did burn my skin a little bit, any splashes, so you want to be careful with that in your eyes for sure. I would recommend that. And finally, take your time. Wait for the right day to do it. Wait for the temperature to be decreasing, possibly start in the evening. And make sure you're well under the humidity and temperature requirements. And again, consider doubling what you need. I could have used 8 kits instead of 6. And I would have had extra possibly to return to the store. So I would highly recommend you take your time with this product, but if it does mess up, you can fix it. You may wish to contract a contractor who does epoxy floors and have a professional install done. By the time you rent a floor grinder and do all your concrete prep, I'm into a garage this size, about $2,000 so far on this floor. $1,600 worth of product. and this is in Canada, Canadian dollars. And a couple $100 worth of other expenses, renting a floor grinder and using patch kits to patch all your pitting and low levels. That whole side was patched with patch kits. So you may also wish to have a professional garage flooring company come in, evaluate whether your floors are level enough and flat enough to take some high quality vinyl tile. And that's another option, but again, you're gonna have to do a lot of concrete prep to make a flat surface for tile. You can see a line back here where the edge of the drywall, you can almost see the slope in it, where the floor is. Across the back, I can't put vinyl tile down because that is too much of a slope. That would have to be leveled first. So evaluate your options carefully. You're going to use probably twice as much, and it's going to cost you more than you think in the beginning. So evaluate your choices carefully. I'll post again when I have it finished. We'll see how it turned out.